everybody. Pixie, anybody else watching? Oh, was it actually yours that it was playing? Like, I don't hear the music that's playing, because I've got Winamp set to a virtual audio cable on those channels. But I've got yours and I've got yours and some other people's. I need to get some of Michael's on there. I haven't gotten any of his on there yet. There's a ton of more or less on there, because he said that basically I can use anything. And it turns out that I have the most of his music than anybody else that offered. Alright, so I'm just gonna jump right in. I don't remember a whole lot about what went on with this game, but we'll find out. I believe I was romancing Trixie. They red flag Word Burglar on VOD a lot, like particularly Drawings with Friends, like something about that song. I've appealed it once, and so far there's no like response to it, even though I've got Sean's permission to use it. A lot of times when they mute your audio too, like check it every time they mute it. So a lot of times they're identifying the wrong song. And you can just appeal it and be like, yeah, no, this isn't that song. Alright, so, yes, Poppy, and I believe Poppy was romancing Trixie. Continue. Oh, what should I do today? I should... Nice. I love Les. Les is in India right now for like 6 months. Like, it's crazy. Like, he's there forever. He won't be back in Austin again in March. I'm so sad. I haven't seen that boy in so long. I'm gonna have to go to Toronto to see him. Let's see. I will research. Yeah, he and his wife and some of their friends are just all in India for like ages. I don't know what they're doing. Special subject. The professor has assigned me to work on a special subject. I wonder what he means by that. Start. Okay, cool. My webcam's in an okay place. I had to change where things were. Poppy, I have a very important job for you today. It's quite a tricky one, but you've proven yourself to be very capable, and I'm certain you can handle it. Follow me. I have a little lady I'd like you to meet. The professor leads me to the research lab in the forest, but instead of going in, he takes me to an area around the back. This is our brave little nugget, Ravenpaw. Oh my god! The name! She has to be isolated over here, don't you, Missy? The professor reaches into the cage, which is stood on a table, and picks up the tiny black cat that's sleeping inside. Such a good girl, aren't you? We keep her here, away from the others, because the poor thing is very unwell. Can you see this nasty rash? Professor Popper holds out one of the cat's paws for me to inspect. It's red and swollen. Ravenpaw looks at me with her big watery eyes, one blue, one brown. They're probably watering because of the medication she's on, but it makes her look as if she's pleading with me. She doesn't seem to be able to eat without assistance either, poor thing. We've been treating her as best we can, but I'm not sure if she'll make it. Perhaps not even to the end of the week. Oh my god! The professor lets out a sad sigh. I have my fingers crossed, though. We don't give up on any of these cats, do we, Ravenpaw? No, we don't. We're gonna try and get you all better. She's such a pretty cat. Her eyes are enchanting, aren't they? She's a very pretty cat indeed. And she knows it, too. You can tell. You know what a pretty thing you are, don't you? I reach out to stroke Ravenpaw, but she struggles away from my hand. She's getting cranky. I think we kept Grumpy Pants here awake for long enough. He puts her gently back into the cage and locks it shut. Ravenpaw seems to fall asleep instantly. I hope I didn't distress her. Of course not, Poppy. She's usually very wary of humans before she gets to know them. When I first found the poor thing on the beach, she almost scratched my eyes out in spite of the terribly fragile state she was in. The professor smiles at the memory. Such a little trooper. She was half dead at first. She's gotten a lot better since then. I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see her pull through this. A second ago you said she wasn't going to make it to the end of the week. I hope so, Professor. Quite. Now, the reason I brought you here is because, regrettably, I won't be able to see Ravenpaw personally any longer. It's a pity, as she is so used to me now, but there's nothing for it. I have been given an extra workload recently, and I need to share out a few of my odd jobs to accommodate it. I thought you would be the ideal person to look after Ravenpaw for me. I'm taken aback that the professor has trusted me with such responsibility. It's quite flattering, until I remember that he doesn't have much choice, me being the only assistant on the island. Every day she requires a change of dressing, a dose of medication, some cream rubbed into her rashes, and a syringe full of some nutrient milk. This can be quite distressing for her, so I'd like someone with a nice and patient manner to take over for me. Would you be interested, Poppy? Literally, she just said she's the only choice. Of course, sir. I'd love to help out in any way I can. That's what I'm here for. Oh, splendid. I am so glad. I think you and Ravenpaw will get along famously before too long. She has such a sweet nature. I look forward to it, sir. Could you start now? Oh, of course. Tip-top. I shall be in the lab if you need me for anything. Please don't be afraid to give me a shout. I'm terribly sorry to burden you with this so suddenly, but I have a lot of work to do right now. Okay, Professor. I feel a little apprehensive as I watch Professor Popper retreat into the lab. Didn't realize I'd be expected to do everything right now, without training or anything. Yeah, that seems shady. I remind myself that this isn't like an ordinary lab back home. I must try to adapt to the higgledy-piggledy way things are done here. I take a deep breath. Change her dressing. I can do that. Hello, pretty kitty. I'm very sorry, but I have to disturb you. The small cat lets out a sad mew as I lift her out of the cage. Oh, I know. Life is unfair. Now, where are your dressings? I put Ravenpaw next to the cage on the table. She lays down compliantly. She obviously knows the routine. She has a large bandage on the side of her ribs. I begin to gently remove it, trying hard not to pull on her skin too much. Well, I suppose if we're going to be doing this every day, we might as well get to know each other, right? So, hello, my name is Poppy, and I'm quite new here. I know your name already, Ravenpaw. Nice name. I bet the professor named you. He certainly knows how to pick 'em, doesn't he? The cat tenses as I remove the last of the plaster and reveal a scar on a bare patch of skin, where the professor has shaved her for surgery. Oh dear, that scar looks very tender. I should clean it, is that right, Ravenpaw? Let me look. There are some drawers under the table, and I quickly find some antiseptic gel and cotton pads. Now, Ravenpaw, I'm going to level with you. This is going to sting a bit, but please don't take it out on me. I'm doing this for your own good, okay? Trust me, you do not want this scar to become infected. That would be disastrous. The cat stays perfectly still while I wipe at her scar. She doesn't even make a sound. I have to say, I'm impressed. And a little disquieted. Wow, you are a brave girl, aren't you? Well done. When I was a child, I cut my arm on some thorns and had to have antiseptic put on. As I remember, I screamed the house down. I carefully put on a clean bandage, trying hard not to stick it to her fur. I suppose the medication comes next, doesn't it? What do we have here? I look through the drawers and find a box of pre-filled syringes labeled catatonic. Oh my god. Ugh. Speaking of cats, I've got cat hair in my mouth. Oh, I presumed you'd be taking tablets, but of course, the professor said you had trouble with solids, don't you? Poor thing. Okay, same thing as last time. Don't shoot the injector. There we go. I hold the skin on the back of Ravenpaw's neck tight and go to inject it quickly to get to get it over with, but the syringe is stiff and it takes a lot longer than I'd expected. Again, the little cat makes no response, doesn't move a muscle, almost as if she can't feel it. Good girl. Gosh, you are so tough. You know, I bet you and McMurphy would get on like a house on fire. Ravenpaw's ears prick up as if she's heard a rattlesnake. McMurphy is one of the coolest people. I mean, I was a little wary at first, but he has that Irish charm that's so hard to resist. The tiny cat's head spins to look up at me. How do you know he's Irish? My heart lurches into my throat. Have you got it? You have, haven't you? You're sick. You've got the sickness. I have a million questions running through my head, but I am unable to speak. Listen to me, human. You must help me. I suddenly jolt to my senses. I'm trying to help you, Ravenpaw. Please, don't use the cream on me. It burns. It has given me these red patches. I know it hurts, but I have to rub it into your wounds. Those red patches will get dry and itchy and even infected otherwise. No, please. I beg you, human. That stuff doesn't help. It doesn't. It hurts. I know it feels that way, but it's helping you, I promise. The professor has been caring for you so thoroughly since he found you. I'd get the sack if your treatment went downhill now. That man has only ever hurt me. I'm taken aback. The professor cares for you very much and only wants you to get better. The cat turns her face away as if she's given up hope. It pulls at my heartstrings, and I pause for a moment. Yeah, fuck no, I'm stopping her treatment. That's not okay. Okay, I'm taking a big leap here. I'm going to give you 5 days without this cream, and if I see any deterioration in your condition, it's back to a strict regime for you, Missy, and no complaints. Deal? Thank you, human. Yes! I love the screen. It's so cute. So, recon it is. And so we've got 11, which is probing the workers. There's been a shipment of supplies delivered, and I have to help get it all unloaded. Maybe I can get some info while I'm there. There's also recon 6, intercepting mail. I can't stop thinking about those important fragrant pink letters Zane mentioned. I've got to get my hands on one. Yeah, that sounds like fun. I run through the sequence one more time. I know it by heart, but I'm nervous. I've been watching long enough to be sure that the routine is just like clockwork, no deviations. Well, apart from one, and I've made that work for me. So the boat arrives at 1300 hours. Zane, always alone, talks to the older man, Bob, who hands over the post, while the younger of the two, Joe, loads up the dolly with boxes of supplies. Zane puts the envelopes, never more than 3, into the breast pocket of his jacket. That solves the mystery of why he always overdresses whenever the boat comes in. He then wheels the dolly to the mess tents and unloads the food supplies, then to the lab and unloads the medical supplies, then to the storage hut, where he unloads the remaining packages and leaves the dolly. Next, he goes to Professor Popper's tent. If the professor is in, he hands over 2 of the envelopes, keeping the third, his puzzler, in his jacket pocket. If, however, the professor isn't in his tent, Zane makes his way back down to the chair on the dock, drapes his jacket over the back of it, and spends the afternoon on his puzzles before he goes back again in the evening to deliver the professor's mail. He never lets the envelopes out of his jacket, or the jacket out of his sight, so my only opportunity would be to pickpocket the security guard when he takes his jacket off, but that relies on Professor Popper not being in his tent. Luckily, I've ensured, with the help of my feline friends, that the professor will be held up during his out-of-grounds inspection. Usually, Popper just meanders around the interior perimeter of the base camp area and checks that all is well. Most days, everything is, but today, Kibbles and Trixie have staged a little rumpus that will engage him for just enough time to miss Zane's delivery. He is, of course, sat in his usual place, jacket draped over his chair. I think I need to adjust my webcam just a little bit. There we go. It's a little better. Hi there, Zane. 127. I suppose we're on first name terms now. I have a little something for you. Zane frowns, but does not look at me. His eyes are instead where they always are. On his crossword. I've made you a puzzle. He eyes me skeptically. A crossword, to be exact. It's pretty tricky if I do say so myself. I created the puzzle using all of the cat's general knowledge. Major and McMurphy thought of some particularly treacherous teasers, while Kibbles and Trixie offered some great obscure pop culture questions. Snooty Booty was mostly just trying to get cat treats out of my pocket. Yeah, that sounds about right. I hand the paper to Zane, who's still frowning. This Dick's having a whale of a time? Is this a joke? It's Moby Dick. Oh, it gets harder. Zane peers over the crossword. Why did you make this for me? Well, you know how bored I get, and I like you, Zane. Zane breaks into the first smile I've seen on his face, although small and slightly uncomfortable. Uncomfortable looking. I don't have anything for you. Yes, he's warming to me. The plan is going spiffingly. Oh, don't worry about that. All I want is for you to complete it. I make my hands into a heart shape while Zane is distracted. I feel stupid, but McMurphy insisted that it would be my signal for him to strike, and sure enough, along he slinks, cool as anything. He winds his feline body between Zane's legs, unnoticed. Zane's tongue is now sticking out, and his shoulders are hunched in concentration. You stuck already? I dart a look at McMurphy to get ready to make his move. He throws me a disconcerting wink. It's not that hard, just this one about the archetypal counterpart to Yandere? Oh yes, that's quite niche. Thanks for that one, Kibbles. While I engage Zane, I can see that McMurphy has already reached up, as though stretching against the chair, and nudged his nose into the inside breast pocket of the jacket. Oi! Shoo! Get out of it! I see McMurphy scamper off and my heart sinks. Anyway, I'll check back later, see how you're getting on with it. Zane grunts in response. I walk back, dejectedly, to where McMurphy and I had agreed to meet after our mission was over, and suddenly, my spirits lift at the sight of a little pink corner pinking out from under the designated rock. McMurphy, you're a star! There's no end to my talents. I snatch up the envelope, say goodbye to McMurphy, and head to the privacy of my tent. I examine my trophy while the kettle boils. I'm touched by the pretty pink envelope and delicate fragrance and feel suddenly embarrassed. Am I prying into the professor's love life? What has gotten into me, getting notions of secret goings-on and subterfuge? I'm about to put the letter back when I'm overwhelmed by curiosity. I wonder who the professor's secret love could be. What are they like? Woman? Man? Other? Before I can contain myself, thank you for including other. Before I can contain myself, I have steamed open the flap and am peeking inside. It's not at all what I expect, and my previous suspicions come flooding back. The paper is in stark contrast to the pretty pink wrapping. It is a typed message on white paper. Percival, I have been informed of your latest subject. I would rather hear about such things from you personally. It would not be wise to take my silence for authorization. Please keep this in mind for future transactions. I will let this indiscretion slide, but if it is ever repeated, I will have no choice but to deal with you the way I dealt with 124. As for the project, case study 6 is aesthetic? I don't know what that means. Please act accordingly. P-103 has been unsuccessful. Void any further investigation. Lab 09 has received the newest batch, protocol to begin on the 8th. Finally, I trust your new assistant has arrived and is proving to be more helpful than the previous one? We seem to have had a run of bad luck in that particular area. As you know, I do not abide bad luck, and will expect a reversal of fortune post-haste. Faithfully yours, 7. Okay. Cryptic. And now I have to rest. All the normal resting nonsense. Alright, what should I do today? Romance! Trixie! Snooty Booty, I will get you next time, I promise. I promise. Oh, Ravenpaw is the one that's unlocked. Nice! Oh, I want to do her next, though. No, I will do Snooty Booty. Poor Snooty Booty has been waiting. Been waiting so long. Come on, Humi. At this rate, you'll have to go back before we even get there. I'm not built like you, Trix. Not yet, anyway. You need to cut me some slack. These cliffs are hard going. You Googled? What did it mean? Oh, above that. Relating to, involving, or suffering from asthenia. Asthenia is abnormal physical weakness or lack of energy. Okay. Okay. I'm taking an extra long lunch break today to go scavenging with Trixie. Having realized I'm the only member of the family not to be represented in rock form, she's become obsessed with finding my crystallized doppelganger. I'm both flattered and unnerved at being a member of a cat family. I try not to overthink it. Can we take 5 so I can catch my breath, please? It's okay. We're here. It's just over this edge. Look. As I catch up to Trixie, I instantly see what she's referring to. As soon as my head gets above the cliff we're climbing, I'm confronted with a kind of rock basin. It's almost volcanic looking, as though something huge once fell here and left an almighty indentation. Where are my cats, anyway? They're hiding. What is this, Trixie? Jump down. It's perfectly safe. The nimble little cat has made it down to the plateau in a couple of swift leaps and is looking up, as though encouraging a child into a swimming pool. It's easy. Just spring up and glide down. For you, maybe. I'm a lot less cat than you might think. But as I stumble around, I find it surprisingly easy to find my footing, and my legs feel springier somehow, taking me higher than I expected when I jump. The landing feels soft and sure-footed. Maybe all of this island exercise is making me fitter, or maybe you're turning into a cat. Just throwing that out there, you might be a cat. Bravo! Maybe you're a lot less human than you might think. See? When I've stopped feeling pleased with myself and taken my surroundings, I have to catch my breath. I feel as though I'm standing in a prehistoric time warp. Where are we? What is this? Haha, close your mouth, Humi. The Lucilites will get in. The what? Yeah, my thought exactly. Never mind, just get some of this and ditch dodge for the high road. Some of the expressions you use, Trix. You make me laugh. Were you born on this island? She's clawing at the rock like it's a scratch post. My parents brought me here in 1967. Really? Wow. Do you remember? No, the last one told me. You mean the person who worked here before me? How did... But I'm silenced by her abrupt interruption. Thanks for all the help. I realize I've done nothing and jump up to see what I can do, but Trix seems to have what she came here for. Take this. It's a shard of black and silver. Hold it in your hands and feel the character. Try to blend with it. I do as I'm told, but the only thing I feel is foolish. I'm not sure. Perhaps I'm not very rock-like? Mineral! Sorry. Okay, leave it. We'll have to try again elsewhere. But to be honest, human, I'm running quite low on ideas for you. I feel guilty that I'm so difficult to place, and wonder if I should try to make it better. I think that it is best that you be honest with Trixie. Oh, or should I bluff? I think I should be honest. I think she would appreciate honesty. Look, I know I'm not very open to this stuff, but the truth is, it makes me feel a bit silly. It's like there's this great game, and I'm the only one who doesn't know how to play. It's not a game, Humi. It's very real to me. I see that, and I believe that you are being totally genuine. It's just me. I'm some kind of Luddite, I suppose. Trixie starts gurgling. Her strange little laugh cuts through the tension, and I start laughing too. More from relief that she's not angry with me than anything else. Her good humor picks me up. Look, let me have one last try, will you? Be my guest. But I don't really mind calling it a day if you want to, Humi. I would love to stop and head back to camp for a glass of cold lemonade, but I feel I owe Trixie more effort than I've been making. No, I am placing myself in your paws. I'm prepared to do whatever it takes to get me in touch with my higher self. Oh, good use of terminology, Humi. 1 brownie point already. Okay, so stand up and close your eyes. I do as I'm told. Now, feel the flow of energy come through your crown chakra. White light coursing through your body. Crown chakra? I'm lost already, but I try to follow what she's suggesting. Wonderful. Now slowly raise one leg and extend it behind you. Find your balance. I'm wobbling like a jelly. Good. And extend your arms out in front of you. Stretch right out. Now bring your right hand toward your face with your fingers splayed. So like this. What? But I'm managing to keep a straight face. That's something. Now bring your thumb to the tip of your nose. Okay. A fluffy bunny? I don't... Is it just because of my voice, or because she's a little new agey? And wiggle your fingers. There's a stifled gurgling sound. I can't resist opening one eye. Trixie is rolling around trying not to laugh out loud. I see myself, how ridiculous I look, and I join in with her mirth. That was mean. Aw, Humi. I'm just trying to lighten you up a little bit. The best route to enlightenment is through joyful laughter. Well, whatever Christmas cracker you read that in, it wasn't wrong. Oh, like a fluffy Wiccan. Yeah, she is. She's a little new agey. It's a flower child. I like the voice I'm doing for her. It's probably awful, but I like it. We lay on the ground for a while, soaking in the energy from the rocks, and I can honestly say, I feel nothing. Don't worry, newbie. I'll channel for you until your own channels are clear. I have no idea what she means, but I feel very happy about it. Alright, so research. I thought I could do 2 of one in one go and whatever. Feeding duty. I've been warned that despite their small size, these kittens eat like horses. I'm sure I can handle it though. Kittens! This game is so cute. It's too early. The world isn't meant to seen before 7 o'clock. Hallelujah, sister. These early mornings are still a shock to me, but I'm hitting my stride quicker. I like to get the kittens fed and cleaned out before my breakfast. It's easier to do it before the rest of the camp is awake, as there are less distractions. Isn't the rest of the camp like the professor and a cleaning lady, or a groundskeeper couple? Whatever. I prepare the mush, and my stomach turns at the milky smell so early in the day. Blech. I get the swab tray ready and a handful of kitty treats. Hello, babies! I peer into the cage of the sleeping kittens. So cute. I want to see the babies. They're just waking up and ready for breakfast. I do a quick head count. 12. Good. No one tunneled out in the night. Come on then. Let's get you swabbed and fed. Om nom nom. I grab the first sleepy kitten, no more than a ball of fluff, and as it opens its mouth to yawn, I dart in with the swab, bottle it, and onto the next fur ball.
You're getting good at this.
Oh, Trix! You're up early.
Going to bed late, actually.
I keep swabbing, and in no time I've got all 12 little cats into the feeding cage and have begun cleaning out the sleeping area.
Cute. How long will they stay here for?
I'm not sure. Generally they're kept here for about 10 weeks, and then some are released back into the wild immediately, but some are moved to be examined further. I'm still getting the hang of how it all works around here.
It's a shame they aren't all released, isn't it?
Yes, I suppose so, but they'll all be released eventually, just some later than others.
You think so?
Well, yes, unless they're very poorly, like Ravenpaw. Trixie winces at the mention of the black cat's name.
Very few of those kittens actually get released into the wild, Poppy.
What do you mean? Of course they do, as long as they're healthy.
Oh wow, and you know this, do you? You release them yourself?
Well, no, but Professor Popper told me that the kittens get discharged at between 10 to 12 weeks.
Oh, I see.
Trixie smiles, but it looks fake.
If I were you, I'd tag one of this litter.
Oh no, they're too young for tagging. You have to wait until they're at least 12 weeks.
That one over there, he looks very healthy. I'm sure if you tagged him, you'd be able to see for yourself what happens to the healthy kittens.
As I go to answer, I hear the breakfast bell in the distance.
Oh, Cinderella has to fly.
And the calico cat is gone as quickly as she appeared.
Come on then, kitties. Let's get you back in your nice clean cage.
I can't help but think about what Trixie has said. She seems genuinely concerned. And there must be some basis for that. After all, she has been here a lot longer than me. Maybe tagging one of these kittens wouldn't be such a bad idea. What would be the harm? I think I need to adjust my webcam down a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna tag one of them for sure. Come on then, But before I even finish my sentence, my hand has grabbed the chipping pin, and I've tagged the plump gray male. Probably silly, but it won't harm you, and it could teach me something useful. I want to do another romance today. The sun has almost set, a large orange orb so low in the sky. I feel I could reach out and touch it. Maybe this is what Trixie wanted me to see. Her whispered invite from behind the lab door this morning was a brief cave, sundown, dress to de-stress, be there or despair. As I reach Trixie's cave, my breath is literally taken away. There are clusters of lucilites, tiny illuminated flies that look like strings of fairy lights hung all over the beach. They lead to a formation of rocks close to the water's edge, spotlit by the amber glow of the moon and surrounded by the sparkle and twinkle of more lucilites. It's magical. I call to Trixie as she emerges from her cave, dragging something in her mouth. I dash over to help her. Whatever it is, it looks too heavy for the delicate calico cat.
Oh, thank you. I'm almost done. Could you take it over to the seats?
She's indicating the rock formation I was just admiring, and now I see from this angle, it really does look like a seating area. In fact, the whole area looks like a stage, beautifully lit and set. When I put the cloth bundle where she wants it, and untie it for her, I discover a small collection of objects that Trixie immediately sets about organizing. She's so deft and determined, I can't help but see the human in her. Can I do anything? This looks fabulous, Trix. How did you manage to set the lucilites? She laughs.
Easy when you know how. They just love mana.
Mana?
The mana from the heaven flowers. Look.
She takes a flower from a garland she's pulling from the cloth bag and punctures the bulbous center with her claw. A few drops of clear, Sticky liquid ooze out, instantly attracting a tiny swarm of sparkling flies. What is it?
Taste it. Go ahead. It's safe, homie. Actually, it's delicious.
I gingerly touch a droplet with the tip of my pinky and put it on the tip of my tongue. It's sweet and spicy like cinnamon and honey. She's right, it's delicious. The garland is now around my neck, and I look like I'm wearing a necklace of dancing lights. Trixie has nudged a much smaller garland onto her head, and the effect is stunning. You have a halo. Oh, it's so cute. Aww. Trixie giggles.
Well, I am an angel after all.
This stuff is good. Is there mana in this? I drink a warm, sweet nectar from a shell that Trixie has placed in my hands.
Yes, amongst other things. Steady though, McMurphy helped make it.
And there goes one of my cats. Ah, I thought I could detect the warmth of his Irish charm.
Hey, baby. Come here. Theon. Hey, sweet girl. Come here. Come here.
She's not into being social right now?
Come here. Come here.
No. Nope, she won't come hang with me. Siante, Murph. As I drain the shell, I feel a bit lightheaded, and I sit down with one of the rock seats.
Well, hello, chums. I didn't see you there.
The whole of Trixie's mineral family are gathered on the other rocks.
The gang's all here. This is a lovely treat, Trixie. Thank you. Oh, but the main event is only just beginning. Ahem. I would like to present, for your pleasure and delectation, Mademoiselle Trixabelle.
I clap enthusiastically, but I have no idea what's going on. I'm having a ball anyway. And then it begins. Trixie is taken center stage, throws her head to the full moon, and lets out the most almighty sound. It's long and loud and weird, a strange concoction of meowing, hissing, and purring, all together in a cacophony of ear-piercing caterwauling. For a moment, I'm confused, but it's like another part of me starts to take over, a part of me that understands this awful racket, and my ears rearrange what I'm hearing until it sounds like singing. Beautiful singing, sad and plaintive, then rising to hopeful and rousing until I'm compelled to join in. I throw back my head and let out a sound I didn't know I could make.
Come on, Humi. Come up here.
Trixie is inviting me to join her on the stage. I'm momentarily brought back to my senses, aware of who I am, and it jolts me. What the hell am I doing out here on the beach at night with a clatter of yowling cats? Part of me feels like I'm intruding. It's voyeuristic, and I feel uncomfortable.
Join me.
But there's another part of me that wants to cut loose and allow myself to experience all of it. Oh, you're fine. You're fine, Pixie. Play with it. The kitty commands make the little kitty in the corner do stuff. I'm gonna follow my feline instincts. I leap gracefully onto the platform next to Trixie. From here, the view is even more astonishing. There are cats swarming in from the rocks and the undergrowth to join us. We're all harmonizing as though we are one entity. Tails intertwine as lucilites dance around us. Trixie has begun a kind of dance, stretching and twisting her whole body. She looks elastic. I begin gyrating too, and it feels fantastic. Every muscle and sinew is malleable. I am in total control of my entire anatomy. Before I have time to take in what changed, I am running at full pelt, with Trixie following, and behind her a whole string of cats, all scampering in a serpentine line, with me at the head. I weave around rocks and right up to the water's edge. Then, suddenly, it all changes again, and we are reaching up towards the moon. Cats standing on their hind legs, front legs stretching up and swaying, as though being blown in the warm breeze. The moon is melting its amber glow over us until suddenly I feel a wave of nausea wash over me. Oh. Well, it should do the thing. I can't remember how long it takes. There's probably a bit of a delay. Unless I missed it because I wasn't paying attention, which is also a possibility. Should be working, though. Let me know if you didn't see it do anything. The kitty. And try the other one, too. I break from the other revelers and crawl on my hands and knees a little way up the beach. It feels less potent here, and I lay down for a while and let the sounds of the yowling cats sing me to sleep. Oh, there it goes. It's dancing. I probably just wasn't paying attention. Now I have to rest. I'm in my this is different. I'm in my class at my university. The tutor is late, and we're all sitting waiting. I turn to my friend, who sits behind me, to make a joke about the tutor's car breaking down, but my friend isn't there. Instead, there's a giant cat. It did dance. I saw it dance. It stood up and, like, did a thing. There's a bit of a delay, but I saw it dance. It's very short. It doesn't do much. It was on a loading screen or something. It looks like an elder. It bares its teeth at me, and it lets out a menacing, low growl. Just as I'm about to scream, the tutor arrives, but it's Professor Popper. You look like you've seen a ghost, Poppy. I'm trying to answer back, to tell him to look behind me, but the words won't come out. I'm rigid with fear. Can't move. Can't speak. Can't scream. Everyone else is acting like things are normal. Can't they see it? I force myself to turn again and look at the terrifying cat, but it's not there. There's just an ordinary domestic cat, and everyone is laughing at me. Now I see everyone from the island. The Marigolds, Joe, Bob, Zane, Popper, all pointing and laughing. I jump out of my seat to leave, and I'm in bed in my tent, sat bolt upright. I shouldn't have eaten cheese so close to bedtime. Hello. No? What about you, buddy? Come here. Come here, little man. OJ just came in the room, but he won't come hang out with me. So I'm gonna do a recon. So, shipment of supplies delivered. I have to help get it all unloaded. I've been asked to help with the loading and unloading of supplies today. This suits me because I've been itching for the chance to talk to the ferryman and his son. I'm curious to see if they have any useful bits of info that might help me in my quest to find the real story of this island. The boat only comes once a week, and every other weekend. The weekend deliveries are all the good things, food, mail, treats, etc., and the mood is always lighthearted. These midweek trips, on the other hand, are strictly work-related, and tend to be very early morning, when we're all a bit grumpy, or late at night when we're overtired. Today, it's so early that the light has only just broken. Zane and I are waiting down on the jetty. They're late. Really? It's only 5 minutes. Bob's never late. It must be quite a long trip, though, to the mainland? You'd expect 5-10 minutes either way? Bob's never late. I remember that Zane isn't one for chit-chat, so I keep quiet and wait. Thankfully, it isn't long. I can hear the sound of the boat's engine before I can see it, since the morning mist hasn't been burned off by the sun yet. Zane straightens up, and suddenly they're here, emerging from the mists like a ghost ship. They've been doing this so long that it only takes them minutes to dock and tie off before we're stepping aboard. Right? Right. Another man of few words. I nod to Bob's son, Joe, and he nods back. I'd guess we're the same age, but he's huge. Problems? A few extra crates held us up 5 minutes. Okay, me and Bob will do the shifting, you two do the stacking. Until we come back with the outgoing, you stay aboard and sort out the incoming. Got that, Brainy? He's looking at me. Brainy? I'm totally excited that Zane has given me a nickname, but a little crushed that the nickname is Brainy. Sure, you bring 'em, we fling 'em. I see that I'm the only one grinning like a fool. Joe knows what to do. You do as you're told. Rude. They're gone before I can say anything else. Joe has already started loading up the dolly with incoming crates. He's clearly an old hand at this. You look like you've been doing this your whole life. Family business? Move those crates there. They need to go off next. He sidestepped my question, but I'm not sure if it's deliberate, so I try a different tack. You don't go to college then, Joe? Nope. I'm not getting anywhere with this, so I changed to something less personal. Zane said you're never late, which is pretty impressive considering how far you have to come. This is like pulling teeth. How far is it exactly? Quite far. Oh my god. Oh really? And do you stop anywhere else en route, or are we your only drop-off? And suddenly, Joe has stopped what he's doing and is standing toe-to-toe with me, locked onto my eyes so that I can't look away. You have a lot of questions in you. My suggestion would be to keep them there on the inside. Don't do no good poking your nose into other people's business. I'm shocked by his bluntness. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. I was just making small talk. You live with all them cats. Learn from them. My heart beats faster. I think he's going to tell me something. What? All cats know. Curiosity kills them. He starts to laugh out loud. I just stand with my mouth open, not sure how to respond. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? And he laughs even harder. I'm feeling creeped out, and I'm really relieved to hear the two older men returning. Everything all right here? They have the crates to be loaded onto the boat. What's up with you, Brainy? You look a bit wobbly. Not got your sea legs yet? Oh my god. We were playing cat and mouse, Dad. Bob turns sharply on his son and shuts him up with a look. You don't want to mind him. He don't mean no harm. Best take what he says with a pinch of salt. I see a look pass between him and Zane and get the feeling there's a lot more going on here than I understand. You need to get back now, Brainy. We can take it from here. OJ, come here. I want to ask to stay, be given another chance, but all three men are looking at me, and I just turn and slink away.
Hi, sweetie. Hi. Oh. I got my own cat date right here. My cat date is OJ. Hi, buddy. You should look at the camera, buddy. And let people see your adorable face. Yes. You're the cutest boy. Yes, you're a good boy. Model cat. Alright, what now? Romancing. I guess I've got to finish up the romance. You sweet boy. I just want to hug my cat all day, please. He does not want me to hug him all day. What's going on? I don't have long, Trix. It's a busy day in the lab today. Lots of deliveries. He is very fluffy. This boy is 16 pounds of fluff and also chubbiness. He's a good boy. Good fluffy boy.
Trixie is pulling at the corners of the cloth she's laid on the ground. I know, you're a very important and humanly person, but I think you'll be pleased you gave up a bit of your time for this. She's produced a small box. Okay, bye! Small box wrapped in pretty paper with a ribbon around it. Do you have your footing? I don't want you to eat it again, my dude. This way? People can see you better that way? There we go. Right? Wish I could find a way to get paid to cuddle my cat all day. When I work from home, I get to cuddle them a lot of the day. Not all day, but a lot of it. I'm sorry, bud. Hey, you're good. Yeah, you're a good little man. Aww. Yeah, he's my big boy at 16 pounds. And his baby sister is 12 pounds, I think. And then Cleo is down to 8 now. But she's been staying at 8. Oh my gosh, where did you get this from? Did you wrap it yourself? There's no need to sound so surprised. I thought you knew by now I'm a very clever cat. Well, open it. I don't want to spoil it, but... I tear off the paper and bows, and as I toss them away, Trixie leaps on them, delightedly playing cat and mouse.
Come on, Humi. Need help?
No, it's mine. We tussle for the box playfully, and eventually I retrieve it and take off the lid. And it's empty. It's just a box.
Oh wow, Trix, it's a...
Quake stone.
Oh, of course. It's lovely.
Theon is even fluffier than OJ. But she would prefer not to be cuddled.
Oh, Humi, you're so funny. It's not lovely at all, but it is useful.
She's right, it's not lovely. It's an ugly-looking chunk of stone about the size of a walnut. Pinkish gray, but mostly gray. Useful. Does it do something?
Pick it up.
I take the lump from the box and instantly feel a vibration in my hand. Whoa, that's weird. What is it? The feeling is spreading up my arm and through my torso.
Can you feel it? That's the quake. It's from the danger zone.
What? You went to the danger zone?
Well, no, not personally, but I know someone who has.
Who and how? Quakestone!
It alters your energy, transforms your frequency. It makes you in tune with the danger zone so you don't get zapped.
Wait, are you saying that if I hold this, I could go into Elder Cat territory?
That's right, Humi. That's my gift to you. Protection.
I have 100 questions competing to be asked, but I know I have to get back to the lab. Trixie, you're an angel. Let's meet up another time to discuss where you got this and how to use it.
Bye, OJ.
OJ's done with my nonsense. Recon won't end the game, it's just research. Recon 17. Stone that Trixie found is fascinating. I've just got to take a closer look at it. The professor is away on an overnight trip to the mainland, so I've got the lab to myself for a while. I've been running tests on the quake stone that Trixie gave me for hours now, and I'm no closer to understanding how it works. It emits a constant pulse, but I can't figure out where the energy needed to generate the vibration is coming from. Looking at it under the microscope, the structure seems less like a gem and more organic. It looks very smooth, looks like very smooth interlocking scales, which move and shift very slowly. It's as if the rock breathes. I sit back and try and clear my head. I wonder. An idea has been half forming at the back of my mind all day, and now it's loud and clear. I need to go to the Elder Cat's territory and see if I can't join some of the dots up in situ. The dots. Oh, connect the dots of the idea. Okay. That took too long. I decided it would be foolhardy to head to the danger zone alone, so I alert McMurphy to my plan, and he agrees to meet me there. I throw a few things that I think could come in handy into my backpack and set off, swinging by Zane briefly to let him know I'm out of the grounds for a couple hours. He's on his seat down by the water's edge. Hi, Zane. Waiting for the supply boat? He doesn't bother to look up from his paper. No, that's not till tomorrow, to bring the professor back. Ah, okay, just catching some rays then. Right? He carries on looking at his paper and doesn't respond. Well, just wanted to let you know I'm going on a field trip today. Now he shows an interest. Aren't you meant to stay in camp when the professor is away, in case something happens to one of the cats? Yes, strictly speaking, but everyone is doing fine, and I only intend to be gone for an hour or two. You can cope, can't you? It's not a question of me coping, it's a question of you breaking the rules. My heart sinks. But if it's important, then I expect you to do what you think is right. I'm taken aback. I get the feeling that he's giving me his blessing without saying it. Thanks, Zane. Wise words. I turn to head back up the jetty path. But it might be a good idea to let me know where you're going, just in case. They're all fine, I promise you. The cats? My concern was for you. Oh, Zane, I'm touched. But I'll be fine too. Thanks for caring. Even so. I feel under pressure to tell him where I'm going, but I'm worried he'll stop me. I decide to come clean and hope for the best. Heading up to the other end of the island. To the danger zone? Elder territory, yes. Be careful then. I will. And I get away before he can change his mind. I wonder why he was so easygoing about me sneaking off to the danger zone while the professor is away. Maybe Zane's not so bad after all. I haven't seen any sign of McMurphy. We said we'd meet here on the border of the danger zone. I'm squeezing the quake stone in my hand and can feel the vibration gently pulsing up my arm. Just as I'm about to venture forward alone, I hear a friendly whistle. Murph! Were you missing me, Kara? I was giving up on you, to be honest. That's not nice. You should never give up on a buddy. Well, I'm glad you're here. I don't mind admitting I'm a bit nervous. Here, let me put this around your neck. I've made a collar for him by drilling into a piece of quakestone and threading some twine through it. I don't want either of us to upset the elders. We need all the protection we can get, although I'm not sure this will even work. It's a big risk. So did you cut the quakestone in half, I guess? Come on. Come on then, stay close to me. And you to me, Kara, and you to me. I can hear the amusement in his voice as he springs ahead of me and crosses the line into the danger zone. For a split second, I hesitate. I want to see if anything happens to McMurphy. If something does happen, I want to be able to get help. Not making me your cannon fodder, are you, Kara? Just watching your back, Murph. With one large step forward, I'm over the line. I stand still for a moment to feel the difference, and there isn't any. I feel exactly the same. The same pulsing coming from the quakestone, only now it seems to be all around me. It begins to tingle. Can you feel that? I most certainly can, and a beautiful thing it is. He's right. It feels really relaxing, without being drowsy. My mind is super alert, and I feel much more energized than I did even a few minutes previously. There are some elders over to the right. They must be able to see us, but they don't seem to be bothered by us being this close. As I take in my surroundings, I notice that there are large rocks that all appear to be made of quakestone. We skirt around the edge of the area, keeping as low a profile as possible. I can't believe we're doing this. Oh, Kara, I wish I could show you your face. Why? Because you're grinning from ear to ear. You're like the Cheshire Cat.
Maybe we've gone through the looking glass.
Then I see the huge obelisk-type stone, which most of the elder cats are sitting around. What do you think, Mac? Quakestone? Has to be. Look how serene they all are. They are completely calm. Some of them are looking at us, but don't seem in the least bit bothered. There is no aggression in these animals. They are in total harmony with each other and their surroundings. Come on, Mac. Let's leave them in peace. We move back to where we came in and gather some of the lumps of stone to take back with us. I can see why they like it here so much. Okay, you. Let's get this off of your neck. You'll be turning elder if I'm not careful. We walk back mostly in silence. It's a nice silence. Contented. Alright, rest time. I've decided to catch up on some rest and relaxation, like the professor keeps telling me to, so I've come down to the jetty where Zane usually sits. Today isn't a delivery day, and as I was hoping, he's nowhere in sight. I sit with my legs dangling over the edge and take out my sketchbook and pencils. I haven't done this in ages. It's so peaceful. I can get lost in my own little world when I'm drawing. I tried doing a couple of landscapes, the mountain range in the distance, the trees of the forest, but nothing is really grabbing me. Then, as I'm daydreaming, staring into the water, I notice that the patterns that the ripples form on the surface. They're unusual, I suppose because of the magnetic pull. The effect is beautiful. I end up sitting for over an hour just trying to capture it on my page. Romance! I've been following a familiar sound along the shoreline. I can't see Trixie yet, but I'd know that plaintive song anywhere. It leads me to her cave. Trixie, can I come in? Wait a minute. I can hear a flurry of activity, shuffling, and liquid being poured. Trixie, are you ready? Are you nearly ready? It's freezing out here. As soon as the sun goes down, this island becomes ridiculously cold. Come in. Her voice is slow and sing-song. The cave is warm and welcoming. There are flower petals scattered on the ground and little jars of lucilites in every corner. Trixie is stretched out on a rock, as though she hasn't moved. Hello, you. Long time no see. Hello, Humi. I wondered when you'd show up. As soon as you invited me, actually? She ignores me and indicates a jar of amber liquid. Help yourself. She's in one of those moods, so I take a sip of the mana juice and make a note to go easy on it this time, remembering how potent it is. So, how's Trix? Great. You've not been around for a few days. She doesn't respond. I thought you were avoiding me. I force a laugh, but now I'm beginning to think I was right. Have I upset you, Trixie? Well, in a way, I suppose you have. Oh, I was kidding, but tell me, what did I... She cuts across me. I don't mean to be rude, but would you mind just shutting up and letting me talk for a while? Oh, of course. I'm a little anxious about what's coming, but I do as I'm told and sit in silence. Life. She pauses and smiles. I'm not sure if I should respond, so I just smile back. Life is great and all, but sometimes it's not quite as great as you try to pretend it is. You get so used to making the best of it that you stop being aware that it's only silver or sometimes even bronze. I mean, nothing to complain about, but then something happens that is so golden, so platinum-plated, rose gold, that the fabulosity of it catches you up like a twister and turns everything upside down and inside out, so that you're flying and dancing against your will. You're powerless and powerful, and silver will never be good enough again. Do you know what I mean? I open my mouth, but she plows on without waiting for an answer. I feel it now, the fizzing in my tummy, the fluttering of my heart. I am champagne, popping and sparkling, light-headed and silly. Am I silly? I feel very certain and not silly at all,
but I can't stop giggling and my eyes are weepy all the time. I know what I want in my heart, but I can't connect it to my head. I feel happy. Truly happy. Not before happy, which wasn't really like being happy at all, but 24-karat happy, and nothing else will do. There's a long pause. I look down and see that my glass is empty, and I suddenly feel a bit woozy. Okay, that's it. That's all I have to say. Your turn. Oh, I'm not very good at speeches, and I don't think I can match yours. A simple answer will do. Soulmates don't come along every day, homie. We have a chance here to take a leap and see where the adventure takes us, or forever wonder what we missed while we're taking a leap. Ovs. Of course I'm coming in. Together forever. Let the adventures begin. And Trixie and I begin to laugh and laugh until we're rolling around on the ground so that anyone who saw us would think we were a couple of crazy, intoxicated cats. Alright, so this will be it for this character. Yes, I am ready. Professor Popper says we'll be testing some experimental medicines today. I just hope I have the stomach for it. Oh. I arrive at the lab a little later than usual today. I got held up by the incredibly important task of petting all the cats I saw on the way in. Really crucial stuff. Yeah, it is. As I enter, I see a large, unmarked wooden box on the table. Morning, Professor. I wasn't expecting you to be working alongside me today. I'm not, I'm afraid. I'm actually in rather a hurry, but I needed to explain to you a new protocol I'd like you to carry out for me. He opens the lid of the crate, and inside are rows of small clear bottles, each containing white fluid. What's this, milk? No, these are samples from our offshore lab. Samples of what? So many questions. Curiosity is a marvelous trait for a scientist. Now, I want you to run some tests on these. I want you to check how they respond to contact with compounds 16, 18, and 24. I notice how deftly he evaded my question. Once you've done that, provided there are no complications, I'll need you to apply the sample to some of the cats and record the results. I beg your pardon? Apply the sample to the cats, Poppy. We're looking for specific reactions. Of course, sir, but oughtn't I have a little more information before I start applying an untested product to a living subject? Yes. Look, Poppy, I understand your concerns. Of course I do. However, once in a while, one really has to trim the red tape, and this is one of those occasions. Now, I really am in the most awful rush, my dear, but I have complete faith in you. And suddenly, I'm alone. I pick up on one of the samples from the box. It looks like a miniature milk bottle, but the fluid inside is creamier than milk. I retrieve the compounds from the cabinet that the professor wanted me to test and spend some time combining them with the sample. From what I can tell, the compounds are some kind of organic material, but no one has told me where they come from or what they actually are. I look at them under the microscope one by one and add a little of the sample. It's a bit like glue, so it's hard to get it to combine, but once I do, something odd happens. The dead cells that make up the compounds start to move excitedly. They aren't coming back to life exactly, but they are behaving like living cells. So, zombie cats? I have no idea what this stuff is, or its intended use, but I do know that I feel uncomfortable applying it to live subjects. I look at the cats in their cages. They look back at me with trusting eyes. Nope! No, I'm not going to do it. If the professor continues to withhold information, then I think it's only right that I put the responsibility back on him. He can carry out this procedure himself. I send Popper a message from my catalog. Professor, I feel I cannot continue in my task today until I understand the implications of what it is I'm being asked to do to the cats. I don't get a reply right away. Eventually, the catalog beeps. Professor Popper has replied. Oh dear, that's disappointing. I'd be happy to comply if you could just give me a little more information. If you really are having such difficulties in carrying out your duties, perhaps it would be best for me to find someone who is better equipped. I'm afraid I might lose my job if I don't administer the sample.
I mean, like, I don't want to. Yeah, I'm gonna refuse still. I feel the implicit threat. I'm sorry you see it that way, sir. I love my job here, but this oversteps a personal boundary. Collect your things. You can catch the boat in the morning. I still can't quite believe what happened and that I'm really heading home already. I went to see the professor in his tent last night to discuss our difference of opinion. I was hoping to straighten things out so that I could continue working here, but he wasn't there and I received a curt message from him asking that I be on the boat first thing in the morning. So here I am, heading to the jetty where the boat is waiting for me. I feel very alone in the morning mist, no one to wave me off. Oh well, it's too late for regrets now. I shall focus on the excitement of returning to my old life. Strange, even after such a short time. I can't seem to remember much about my life before. Joe, the ferryman's son, takes my bag and helps me onto the boat. That was quick. You drink all the boss's whiskey or something? Something. He looks at me suspiciously. Must be bad then, playing with the cats instead of working? Let's just go, shall we? I can't wait to get home. And where would that be? Huh? Home. You do know where your home is, don't you? Don't be daft. But for some reason, my mind won't focus, and I can't seem to remember. Where then? It's... Oh gosh! Don't worry, you just sit there for a minute. Dad? The older man comes out of the cabin and joins us on the deck. Got a problem here, son? I reckon so. This one can't even remember their own name. What? Yes, I can. It's, Before I can answer, the older man has pulled what looks like a gun from his coat and is aiming it at me. It's not personal, Poppy. We just have to take precautions. Can't have any problems reaching the mainland now, can we? What? Did I die? I've been sacked. Okay. My throat is starting to hurt from talking so much, so I'm going to end the stream here. But I will pick this game back up. I'm hoping to play it like once a week at some point, so until I've finished it, which, I'm probably about halfway done. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me. But thanks for watching.